Be careful who you lay down with. Make sure that the woman that you lay down with is capable of nurturing their baby. Make sure that person that you lay down with has a lot of love in their heart and will stop them from doing this. A woman accused of unaliving her toddler son almost 4 years ago and telling police he had been kidnapped before his remains were found buried in the yard of her New Jersey home has been convicted of unaliving and other charges. Prosecutors in Cumberland County say 28-year-old Nakira Griner of Bridgetown will face a mandatory term of life in prison without the possibility of parole. She'll be sentenced next month. She was convicted by a jury Wednesday of first-degree unalive, desecration of human remains, and child endangerment, evidence tampering, and false public alarm. Authorities said she initially told the police in February 2019 that she had been attacked on the street and 20-month-old Daniel Griner Jr. had been abducted. An intensive search began, but the child's burnt remains were found the next day in the yard of her home. And an autopsy concluded that he had been beaten to death, authorities said. Prosecutors said that Griner later told the police that the child accidentally fell down a flight of stairs in the family home, but she said in phone calls from jail that she did what she had to do to him to cover up the bruising of his body. CBS Philadelphia reported that Griner eventually told the police she hit the boy because he would not eat nor listen to her, according to the criminal complaint. The complaint said Griner admitted striking the child so hard that she left bruises on his face, and also said he fell down a flight of stairs. After striking the child, she didn't call for help, but placed him in a stroller and left him alone, the station reported. Defense attorney Jill Cohen acknowledged that her client dismembered and burned the child's body, but argued that the prosecutors couldn't prove she was directly responsible for his death and therefore could be convicted of nothing more than manslaughter. Cohen said she intends to appeal the verdict. At the time of the incident, neighbors told CBS Philadelphia they were stunned. It's sad. I have 2 boys of my own. I can't imagine any mother doing that to her children. It's very sad and disturbing at the same time, neighbor Shanice Wilson told the station. Let's get into this news clipping.
It just breaks my heart because I never expected that from her.
Heartbreak in Cumberland County. One day after a toddler is reported missing, his remains are found and his mother is charged. Police say it is a case of first-degree murder. Hello and good evening. I'm Joe Holden. Police in Bridgeton put out a call for help to find 23-month-old Daniel Griner yesterday evening. Tonight, there is a tragic turn in the investigation. Eyewitness News reporter Dan Koob is here with the details.
The remains of 23-month-old Daniel Griner Jr. were found in Bridgeton, New Jersey around 3 a.m. Saturday morning in the yard of his home, according to Cumberland County prosecutors. This after Daniel's mother, Nakira, reported him missing Friday afternoon. Prosecutors have now charged the 24-year-old Griner with first-degree murder, endangering the welfare of a child, desecration of human remains, and tampering with evidence. She's currently being held at Cumberland County Jail. A family friend who wished to not be identified says she's in shock.
Hearing this, as soon as I seen, it went on my Facebook, that's the first thing I saw. The first thing I saw, and I started pacing back and forth, wishing it's not true.
Neighbors were also stunned to find out why authorities were working through the night just down the street from their front door.
Sad. We was very shocked. I have 2 boys of my own, and I can't imagine something like that happening, or a mother doing that to her own child. It's very sad and disturbing at the same time.
You know this family intimately.
Yes, I do. I love them. I'll do anything for them. They're everything. And just hearing this broke my heart. And my husband confirming it, and now you confirming it, it's hard.
A preliminary hearing for Griner is expected to take place Monday. In Bridgeton, Dan Cooper.
All right, let's go to the courtroom.
After a brief moment, she then stated that, quote, someone was trying to kill her, end quote. She then stated that it was in fact her husband who was trying to kill her and that he was presently armed with a knife and in the living room of their apartment. Upon police arrival, Hiral Bhavsar's husband, Jamin Bhavsar, was located inside of the residence. Jamin was immediately handcuffed and removed from the apartment by police. While being removed, family members who were also inside of the apartment began yelling, "No, no, not him." At this time, Hiral Bhavsar exited a rear bedroom and began stating, "No, no, not him. I did it. I killed my baby. I did it." Police officers at the scene then observed the lifeless body of Juhi Jamin Bhavsar, date of birth April 28, 2019, located in the bedroom. The officers specifically observed that there was blood on the bed and that the infant had wounds to her arm and neck. Detectives from the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office responded to the subject residence and the Little Ferry Police Department headquarters. Hiral Bhavsar was subsequently transported by law enforcement to the Prosecutor's Office headquarters in Paramus, New Jersey. Once back at the Prosecutor's Office, Hiral Bhavsar provided detectives with a post-Miranda statement. In sum and substance, she stated that she killed her baby, Juhi Jamin Bhavsar, who was born only 5 days prior on April 28, 2019. She also informed detectives that she, quote, didn't want her baby, end quote, and that she had stabbed her once in the neck and once in the arm. Jamin was also interviewed in regards to this incident, and he stated that he was eating dinner with his family in the living room just prior to the incident. At that time, Hiral Bhavsar brought Juhi Jamin, who was crying at the time, into the rear bedroom. She then exited the bedroom without the infant and went to the kitchen where she grabbed an item. At the time, the item was unknown to Jamin Bhavsar. According to Mr. Bhavsar, Hiral Bhavsar then went back into the bedroom and locked the door.
Ms. Bhavsar is loved and supported by her husband and her family who were present here in court today with her. She is being very fairly treated by the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office. Her husband and her family love her and will continue to be committed to her as the case goes forward. Thank you.
Her child refused to eat and he wouldn't listen. Maybe he was full. Maybe he just didn't want to eat. Maybe his stomach was hurting. So you decide to do the unthinkable to him. This is why I tell you people out there that just because somebody got a cute face, just because somebody might even look beautiful on the outside, they can be real wicked and evil and dark inside. So the next time you decide to lay down with a woman because you chasing after her good looks, understand what might be residing inside of that woman. What she did to him was monstrous. Things that you can only hear in horror stories. This is the real life Jason Michael Myers. This story reminds me of in Detroit with this young lady. She had a baby and I guess she had postpartum depression, and she reached out to her family. She reached out to the baby daddy family, and nobody would help her at all with this child. And she ended up putting this baby inside of an oven. She ended up getting a life sentence. The reason why I bring that up is because it's like what be going on in the mind of the people that do these crimes. Is it a mental breakdown? Should they go to prison? Should they go to a mental ward? I really want to know y'all opinion about that. Who is to blame here? Whether in this Griner story, well, of what we see, it was just a simple case of evil. And that makes me wonder, was this woman always evil? Did this woman just always have that in her to do that to her child? Of what we've been listening to, we have not seen anything of her saying that she just snapped or she was just out of her mind. I honestly think this was a open and shut case of your child wouldn't listen to you, so you just took all your anger out and frustrations out on him. I wonder, was the child father in his life? That might play a role in it too. She probably looked at him as, well, I don't got no help with you. You ain't listening to me. She probably had relationship issues, having issues with the child's father, or if she had a boyfriend. She probably had so many issues going on at the time, she just took it all out on her child. To do your child like that and then dismember it, I always joked around and said, like, if the world ever came to an end and, we had to go to the barter system where I give you a bag of sugar and you give me 10 or 20 eggs, that if I had chickens and I had to unalive the chicken, it'd take a lot for me to, defeather the chicken and, dismember the chicken. It's like, ew. It's very cringy to me. But my thing is, how more cringy and sadistic you have to be to dismember a being that came from you. How sadistic, how horrifying, how is your thinking capability at that time? Was she out of her mind? Was she demonic possessed? Or was she just hurt? Inquiring minds want to know. Let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all ever heard of any situations like this before? Because like I said, I went through the documents and I didn't see anything of her pleading insanity. So this woman knew exactly what she was doing. She was well aware of the monstrosity she was committing. And then she went to the authorities and said, hey, somebody kidnapped him. And then she tried to blame it on her ex. Having family members, like behind closed doors, having people looking at the baby daddy or her ex sideways. Do you know how much drama this woman drummed up? Do you know what could have came about for her doing this? This is a cold world. I guess this is why I got my coat on in the house, because it's cold outside. But this world is cold. And for her young son that will never experience how to drive a car, never experience going to high school, never experience going to prom, never experience the basics of being a human. It's sad. Prayers to that little boy. I hope that his journey to the afterlife is peaceful. Let me know in the comment section, do y'all think that this woman was insane when she was committing these acts? Or let me know in the comment section if y'all think this woman was she normal? Was she thinking rational in her capability? Now, I know it sounds crazy saying was she thinking rational, but I'm saying, was she in her right mind when she did the unthinkable? I want to give out a PSA. Ladies, ladies, and some of you fellas out there too, because there are dudes out there that done stepped up and they took on the mama and the daddy role to raising kids. But if you getting so stressed out to the point where you find yourself getting physical with that child, or thinking about doing the unthinkable to that child, reach out to somebody. Reach out to somebody. Don't pay too much attention on, oh, somebody going to judge me. Because you rather have somebody judge you mentally of saying, well, maybe that person need a break, or maybe they're not strong enough, than 12 people of your peers judging you, and you receiving a life sentence without the possibility of parole. And let's not even get into the part what happens when you go to prison, because that right there are bad charges. I don't know too much of what goes on in women prisons, but Nakira, there's women that's in prison that are good mothers and wish that they can hold their child for whatever reason they got locked up for. And when she goes in there, I'm almost sure, just like in a man's prison, that is not tolerated. But hey, everybody got to live with their mistakes. Everybody got to live with what they done did. I tell y'all all the time, all it takes is one mistake, one wrong move that can get you sent to the penitentiary. So if you going through something, like really going through something, seek help. Because once you commit that crime, there's no turning back. It just get worse and worse. And here's our crazy video of the day.
Keisha, you was telling me about up top, bro, with the kids. Morgan and Alice. Those my kids. That's your niece and that's right. No, those my kids. You ain't let her know?
Let me know what? Wait, tell me what?
Now, bro. Remember you was up top fucking that boy?
Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro?
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I swear to fucking God, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, nigga right here.
Shit, bro. We know what's going on up top, man. I don't get into that shit, man. You know what's going on up top, man. You better watch what's going on, bro. Shit. Come on, man.